Hey everybody, it is me, Andrew, and I wanted to make a video. I was going to do a Facebook Live, but I changed my mind and I wanted to just make a video, put it out here, and just, call it good. Um, so today has been a really hard day for me and for a lot of other people. Um, Today, or like yesterday, early this morning, I should say, Hillary Clinton lost the election to become president, and Donald Trump won it. Um, I was in a state of shock, I believe, when this happened. I woke up. Um, I went to sleep around 2:30. I woke up about 3, and then I saw it, and I knew it was going to happen anyway. I just knew it was going to happen because the polls were just they weren't in her favor at all, and um, I just fell asleep, and I woke up at 6:30, and I was just really scared, and I was really worried, and I just couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that we elected somebody to be president that is so highly unqualified, that it's just there's so much hate. Trump didn't win. There were no winners. It was hatred that won. It was bitterness. It was racism. It was homophobia. It was xenophobia. It was That's what won. And to Trump supporters, congratulations. Your candidate won. Um, I'm not. Uh, I don't know what the word is right now. This is so fresh. Like it's just I still can't wrap my mind around what happened. I've yelled, I've cried, I've wept, and I've talked to people in my family, a person in my family, and I was told, oh, it might not be that bad, and I was like, yeah, for you, but if you're part of any minority community, whether it be LGBT, the LGBT community, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're a woman, whether you're Muslim, anything that kind of black, if you're African American, it's just, it's a scary time for us. I saw the KKK was marching in my home state of North Carolina, in Mebane, North Carolina, so I was pretty horrified at that, and living like in the nation's capital, like 10 minutes away from DC, not downtown DC, but I live in the DC area, and it is a very troubling um, result, and I still don't really know. I watched Tim Kaine and Hillary Clinton's speeches and just cried. I just cried because it was so upsetting that people just didn't see what a good president she would be, and how much experience she has, and how amazing she is, and how much she truly cares about the American people. Um, but I watched a couple videos, a couple Facebook Lives today that were, I guess, pre-recorded, because I didn't see it when they were live. But I watched Marianne Williamson, I believe her last name is, and I watched Gabrielle Bernstein, and they were both amazing. And I was talking to one of my friends, and a dear friend, and I was just talking about how scared I was, and she was like, "Now's the time that we need you the most. You're a light worker. We need light workers." And so I'm working through all of my feelings. I'm working through all of my hurt and my anger and my pain and my sadness about what happened, and I'm really trying to um, kind of make sense of it all and just kind of feel what I'm feeling. And it's a scary prospect to me. But what was brought to my mind was, I'm not sure who said this quote originally, but one of my favorite Disney movies is The Princess Diaries with Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. In the movie, there's a quote: "Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear." And that just struck me today, that we are in a very fear-based time right now. That I'm fearful, and a lot of people are fearful. Or a lot of people are. Excuse me. A lot of people are fearful about what the future holds. And it's really scary. It is. But what I was told by the angels and by my higher self is that, yes, fear is an emotion that we all have, and fear is important. And all emotions are important, and fear is an important emotion. But in Gabrielle Bernstein's book, The Universe Has Your Back, which I have actually beside me, which is an amazing book. This isn't a plug, but this is just a really great book. That fear is a sure sign that you are relying on your own strength. So fear is a true sign that we are not relying on God or the angels or the universe or the goddess, whoever it is you identify with, that we're not relying on them. And it's really hard to do that right now. But I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to get to that point where we do rely, and we just take our hands off of it, and we have faith, and we know that it's going to be okay. You know, it takes a lot of courage to stand up. It takes a lot of courage to wish your opponent the best, to wish the person that has caused pain to millions of people the best, and to pray for him. But the Bible says, pray for your enemies, love those that persecute you. And I'm not a religious person, but that still rings true. So while this election has just, blindsided us, we have to know that love is always the answer, that hope is always the answer, that Donald Trump is the person. Donald Trump does not have the ability to change our vibration unless we let him. Unless we let this situation change our vibration. If we don't let it change our vibration, then it won't. But we have to have the courage to show love. We have to have the courage to show compassion. We have to have the courage to be there for people. The courage to stand up for what we believe in. The courage, if need be, I feel this has already begun, but to start a revolution. To start a revolution of love and a revolution of peace. Not a revolution of hate and bitterness and anger, but a revolution where every light worker rises up and loves people and loves Donald Trump and sends love to Donald Trump, sends love to Hillary Clinton. You know, light workers come in all shapes and sizes from all parts of the political spectrum. Spirit does not discriminate against who wants to work with it. You know, Republican light workers and Democrat light workers are still light workers. So whether your candidate won or lost, send love to both of them. Send love to Donald Trump. Send love to Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump is going to be our president for the next 4 years. So we need to send love and light and peace his way. Not for him, but for us. So, courage is not the absence of fear. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be fearful. But just know that courage is more important than fear. That when you say something is more important than fear, anything is more important than fear, that takes courage. Fear is crippling. Fear is a crippling thing. But when you say love is more important, or happiness is more important, or anything is more important, seeing the Muslim lady or the Muslim family, and just smiling at them, that's an act of love, because they're scared too. It's definitely a scary time right now, but it's definitely a time where we can grow, and I believe this is a test. Not a test, but I believe this happened for a reason, that there is a purpose behind it, and we have to embrace this. We have to embrace this change, even though it's painful and even though it's hard. We have to try to make the best of it. Now, it doesn't mean that we can condone everything he does, or that he has done, or what he says, or what he's going to say and has said, because it's deplorable. To use Hillary's word, it is deplorable. I'm not going to make excuses for him. I am not going to say anything positive about him. But I will make the best. I will try to make the best of this. And he did say one thing, and I don't know if this is about him, but I did like one thing that he said in his speech. And I saw it on TV, I turned it up for this moment, and I believe it was meant to be for me to hear it. That he said that he had people that did not support, this is paraphrased, he had people that did not support him, but he looks forward to working with them. And he wants to be a president for everybody. We can only hope and pray that's true. We can only hope and pray that he will be a president for everybody. But right now, we have to make the best of this. We have to embrace change. We have to show love. We have to give love. And we have to make love the driving force behind our Facebook posts, behind our tweets, behind our Instagram posts, behind what we say to each other. That's what we have to do. So it's hard, and it's going to be hard, but we have got to do this for ourselves and for our country. And maybe this will be a lesson to us, because we don't know, Donald Trump could be a great president. That's the thing. He could be a great president. I mean, I don't want to say I doubt it, because I don't want to put that energy out there, but he could be different than we think. But we owe it to him and to the democratic process to give him a chance to approach it with an open mind, and to not just harp on the negativity, but to really take him at his word, or try to, that he wants to be a president for all of us. So remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important. So have courage to show love. Have the courage to, if you're like me, have the courage just to leave the house today. It's definitely a hard day for a lot of people, and my thoughts and my prayers are with all of you. My thoughts and prayers are with Donald, and with Hillary and her family, and Tim Kaine, and this seemingly unfortunate turn of events, but we can make the best out of it if we remember to see the light. So, angel blessings. I'll talk to you guys later.